I went on a REIT spending spree recently. Why did I do this? Well, the market reacted to the Fed saying they do not anticipate a rate reduction in March, so this caused two of my REITs to plunge over 2% in one day below my target buy prices. So I fulfilled my short-term position goal. I've been saying this for a long time, but with rates at historical highs, that is creating an opportunity to accumulate shares of quality REITs at undervalued prices. Rates dictate REITs heavily because REITs rely on debt to grow and buy more property and acquire other REITs. The Fed did say they plan on 3 rate cuts this year, and I can call it now. Once they actually do a rate decrease, the first time since 2020, so it's been over 4 years, REITs will start to race back up as debt becomes cheaper and cheaper. So I'm happy with this overreaction, and the two REITs I bought are Realty Income and VICI. Now, Realty Income to me is my boring steady REIT, so I have it at a much smaller position than VICI. In fact, it's half the position. Now, VICI is a REIT I am very bullish on and believe it will outperform over the next decade, so naturally I'm going to invest more into it. In this video, I'm going to reveal just how many shares of VICI I own and see where I am at in my goal in obtaining 1,000 shares. I have a similar goal with SCHD and released a video last year that was very popular and had a ton of comments with viewers sharing the amount of shares they hold. I am hoping the same happens with this video so we can all inspire each other by seeing where we are at with our goals. More on that in a minute. So I'm going to mainly talk about VICI, but just know I also hold Realty Income, but it is roughly half the size of VICI as I stated, and you can see that here in my portfolio. Now, looking at this portfolio, this is something I share with every single video, so be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can follow along. You will note that VICI has now become one of my largest positions. Add Realty Income into the mix, and my REITs are a heavy part of my portfolio, about as much as Microsoft. But when the opportunity knocks, you must answer. I've been strategically waiting patiently to add in undervalued territory, which for VICI, through my analysis, is under $30 per share. That adds that level of safety for me. I believe the fair value is about $34, and if we look at analyst price target, we'll see here that it has a low of 33 and a high of 40 and an average of 35. So for now, unless VICI sees another meaningful drop, I am going to cool off adding to my REITs as I have other big plans for my portfolio. So VICI, the experiential REIT that owns most of the Vegas Strip. Vegas's success is VICI's success, and Vegas does not seem to slow down. In fact, it's hosting the Super Bowl, which by the time you watch this, you will probably know the winner. But the real winner to me is VICI, as it gets to collect rent from places like the Venetian, Caesar's Palace, and all the MGM resorts, all who charge top dollar during major events like the Super Bowl or the crazy Formula One race on the Strip. This gives assurance that these properties are collecting revenues and then paying rent to VICI, which then comes to us in the form of a dividend, which is now around 5.27%. It's a beautiful flow of cash all the way to us investors. Now, Vegas, I believe, will continue to be the entertainment capital of the world and will grow in offerings, which solidifies why I hold VICI, such a unique REIT that focuses on the experience. Vegas and its properties cannot be easily replicated. In fact, I can argue they can't be replicated. But regardless, this is the moat for VICI in my opinion. Owning real estate that one-of-a-kind properties sit on in a one-of-a-kind city, offering the best entertainment in the world. Now, for those that may say VICI is too concentrated for them, well, I kind of agree, but you should know VICI is expanding and diversifying outside the state of Nevada with other properties across the US and Canada, as you can see here on this map. Mainly resorts and golf courses, but they are expanding into other experiences like multi-entertainment bowling centers and wellness centers. Not only that, but something that got looked over on their last earnings was that they are going international in St. Lucia and Scotland with golf course resorts. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg with international expansion and is a big reason why I am bullish on their future growth. Okay, what about their financial performance? Well, we will see here, revenue and operating income have been growing over the last 8 quarters while operating expense has remained low. Had a little bump there, but it's remained low. Of course, there's acquisitions that happen with REITs and VICI is expanding massively. If we look at their balance sheet, we will see that their cash is increasing. Their total assets are increasing. Now, debt is increasing, but that's just how REITs work. This is natural. So therefore, liabilities will increase, but the important part is that the total assets are increasing at a much faster rate than liabilities, and they are. So this is a very healthy REIT balance sheet. If we look at the free cash flows, they took a dip, of course, acquisition-wise, and then shot right back up. And we're seeing capital expenditures are staying below that free cash flow, which is important. And at the end, that September 2023, we'll see a trend where free cash flows is going up while capital expenditures is going down. So those two are separating in the right way, and that is phenomenal. I like to see that and hope that continues. Now with REITs, of course, free cash flow is great, but the thing that matters most is AFFO, adjusted funds from operations. This is truly how you value a REIT. And we'll see their AFFO here is increasing and increasing at a very healthy rate. You'll see the 3 months ended and the 9 months ended as of September 30th. That was their last earnings between the 2 years of 2022 and 2023. And yes, beautiful, AFFO is growing. So revenue is increasing, AFFO is increasing, yet the stock is down due to the general REIT market and the Fed keeping rates high. But I think VICI is far superior to many REITs out there and does not deserve the industry reaction. In fact, you'll see here that it is down over the past year by 15%. So it's due to a lot of fear, but this REIT is an excellent position financially, and I think the market will become more comfortable with VICI over time as they see the high quality that VICI is already producing and the growth potential in the future. So my goal is 1,000 shares, and my total shares that I am holding right now. Again, I just went on a Reit spending spree, so I'm going to reveal how many shares I hold, and that is 336 shares. I have fulfilled 33.6% of my goal to 1,000 shares. Now, VICI releases its next earnings on February 22nd, so I see no reason why we would not get solid earnings at the least, if not some positive surprises, as Vegas has been on fire recently. And again, that just provides confidence in VICI's ability to collect rent. But let me say this, during the entire pandemic, when hotels were shut down, VICI collected 100% of rents on time during the entire pandemic. Now, that should instill confidence in itself that if a global pandemic did not affect VICI, we are in a pretty good situation as VICI shareholders to have confidence in its ability to grow and flourish. So I have 336 shares of VICI. Now feel free to share how many shares of VICI you own down in the comments, and let's see how big of a community of VICI holders we have and how much confidence we have in this REIT. I will provide an update in the future on where I'm at with this goal. As an investor though, this is not a sprint, but rather a game of patience and adding when I feel any of my holdings are undervalued and the market is acting on fear instead of logic and common sense. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing how many shares you hold. Have a great day and see you soon on Mark Arnold's Finance.